back to my studio vlog. Now today I'm going to be showing you what it's like in a typical day where I'm here shooting content for other brands, doing my photography, the products I use, and just generally a look at what my day looks like. I also for myself need to take some new social profile pictures because the one that is on my Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc. was taken back in July of 2019 and it is now 2023, and what's that, 4 years later I still have the same photo, and there's nothing wrong with the photo, I just thought it was time for a little bit of a refresh. Currently I'm shooting on the Lumix Mark II and it's an absolutely fantastic full frame camera. It's got a 50mm lens on it. Problem is I will be needing that for my photography, so I will be switching towards my Olympus pen, which has a 45mm lens on it, and also switching to my DJI Osmo Pocket. So it may be that there will be a difference in the quality of the filming. I'm not sure if that will be noticeable until later on, but I do need to switch between my filming methods so that I can show you that I'm using this camera. So without further ado, let's head straight into the day. The first job of the day that I'm going to do is taking my profile pic. Now it's a helicopter. The first job of the day that I'm going to do is take my profile pictures. So what I'm going to do is set up the DJI over there to record, and then I'm going to set this one up on a tripod on a timer to take the images, and then I'm going to use the camera that I'm currently filming on to have with me to have it in the images, if that makes sense. So let's get cracking. Might be too high. Let's bring it down. This camera has a much wider angle, so I should be able to get everything in shot. Let's have a look. It's attached, and the camera, because it's on a gimbal, and it's face tracked to me, will be tracking me and my movement. So I'm going to put that over here. Let's put that over there. And then my next step is setting up this camera. So I'm going to turn it on to auto. I've left the battery at home. Honestly, this is typical. I think there might have to be a change plan, which won't hurt. Take it on this one, which might not be a bad thing, so I'm going to get a better quality with this camera anyway. Right, let's do that. So you've just seen me unbox the newer RGB LED light wand, and the reason that I bought it with the bifold doors is so that I can diffuse the light accordingly. Let me switch it on. So if you can see here, this would concentrate the light compared to this diffuses it. I'm going to be showing you in a real setting in a moment. Let's see if I can change it to a warmer colour. But yeah, I'm going to be showing you how I will be using it in a moment on products in photography. I'm going to be using it especially for product launches, where I kind of give a little bit of a sneak peek by just exposing a little bit of the product. Let me just clip that on. But yeah, I'm going to talk through some of my most used products within photography and what I do. So when it comes to Instagram styling, let me just move you back a little bit. When it comes to Instagram styling and doing photos, I use a lot of photo boards and props. So this is my most used one. You probably recognise it from my Instagram shoots, and it is almost like a concrete textured creamy effect. And then I also have the wooden rustic planks, which also give a lovely effect. Again, very realistic. Let me just show you that texture. These are from Photo Boards. Here's the brand. These are the 60 by 60 boards, and they're plenty for doing Instagram kind of product photo shoots, just always having a background ready and available for you. I will show you some of my past work, but I use them on the daily for different things that I use. For brands that are looking for a more contemporary look and just want something sleek and plain in the background, I use my Club L backdrops. Now they do fancy backgrounds and textured. 2 seconds, Luna wants to come in. Coming in. She's just opened the door. Let me shut that. These backdrops work a little bit differently to the photo boards because they are vinyl and they roll up. Now both of these, if you spill a bit of water on them, you can wipe it up. But ultimately, let me show you the size of this one. It ultimately comes down to kind of what you're looking for. So the Club backdrops, it's in pure white. And as you can see, it is just simply I think it's a 90 by 120 piece of white vinyl. This one's nothing too special. The other one that I have got is a grey. I know they do a fantastic offer where if you want some textures or some backgrounds, they do basically a bit of a secret pick and mix, which is something that I've been looking at, but I can't quite justify just yet because between these and what I've got, it does the job. So then what I do is I set up my photography area, and I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So over here I have my Elinchro, I think it's called, D-light. I've got more studio lights here, and then this kind of serves as a good backdrop for putting my vinyl pieces on, which I'll show you. I know I'm walking away here, and it's pretty basic, my setup, but what I do is simply take my backdrop and tape it against the wall. Now, I know this doesn't look too fancy, but trust me, it does the job. Before I invested in the backdrops, which I do recommend, it has been worthwhile. I've used them for years now. But before that, I used wallpaper samples. I used the A1 boards you can buy in your Hobbycraft, the Range if you're from the UK, or general craft stores in across the world if you get the A1 big boards. I've also used those. They work perfectly well, and they come in at around £2.99. The only problem is they get damaged, and they're not waterproof, so anything you kind of spill or you knock or you damage, that you do kind of, they do see wear and tear quite quickly compared to these boards. That was a little bit of an investment. I will pop the links for both of them below. Again, like I said, I've had them for years. They're the backdrop to all of my kind of photos that I use, and well worth the price. I'm going to find a product now that I can photograph for you and show you what that looks like in terms of how I would set up typically for a customer's shoot, using my light setup and just generally using props and things that I can find. So I'm going to have a look now at what I can do as a dummy photo shoot. I then have got to go on and do a real photo shoot this afternoon, which I'll show you, but I can't use that product in today's video because just for brand confidentiality, that product hasn't launched yet, so I can't, show any of those details. I'll be showing you with myself working on it, but in terms of the product, I can't show you the end result and things. That's why I'm going to give you a little bit of a dummy run through with just something that I can find around the studio. Let's move these boxes. Let's have a look what we can. These are just postcards. I found them in TK Maxx for about £10, and being kind of the colour geek that I am, just enjoy them for photos. Right, so I have got some props. I've got something that I made here, this wooden plaque, some flowers, some swatches, some props, and I'm going to go and set it up over in the area now. So I'm going to start with these flowers. Now, I wouldn't typically use a white background for this because I think it looks a little bit too staged, and I'll show you what this now looks like. I don't want the darker colour because that's too powerful. But I'm just going to show you what it looks like in terms of the different backgrounds and the effects that you can create. What I'm going to do now is change my lens back over, because this is a 20 to 60mm, which gives me a little bit of a wider angle, but for this image I actually want to be quite close up and connected in it, so I'm going to be using my 50mm and bring that back on my camera, and then I'm also going to actually take it off the tripod, just to give me a little bit more freedom with my shots. It might be that when I go back, when I've found the shot I want, I go back on my tripod just to get a better image, but for now I'm just going to shoot handheld. I'm going to go onto aperture, switch that over, and then I'm going to now see how this shoots. I think I could do with filling this in is down here, let me pause. Down here I've actually got some shadow, so let me flick the camera around. This is the setup that I'm choosing to do, and as you can see I've got some shadow here behind it, so what I want to do is fill in that shadow. So I'm going to have a look at where I'm standing and where that needs filling in. I decided to lose the stapler, it wasn't quite working. Look, it was a little bit like overshadowing it and a little bit too metallic for the kind of more raw textures that are in the image. But I'm going to go ahead and just pop the lighting on now and see if we can fill in that shadow. The current setup, but I think it was needing a little bit of a green foliage or swatch, so I'm just going to pop this as a background.
I've been seeking for the glory, say my name, and I've been trying to write my own story in the search for fame.
Beautiful. I think we've got it. So I'm going to show you now some examples of using the light wand and again what that looks like. So I need to find the stand so I can set it up. This is the setup that I've gone with. I've put the wand onto a tripod and this is the image, and as you can see it's set to green. This isn't typically what I'd use it for. It would be during much more kind of dramatic photo shoots. Typically for something that I'm showing you here, I'd go for a much more natural, soft look, but for the nature of this, I just wanted to kind of explain and show you. So here we've got the green tint coming through, I don't know if you can see, and we've kind of got a little bit of a green cast. What I can do is warm up this setting. So this is now like an orangey pink and give it that look, or if we keep going, as you can see it's getting pinker in the shadows. Again, now we're going towards a more purpley bluey tint, and now we've changed it again, going back quite cool in the shadows. This can be controlled on the app. We're back to the original where it's green, but I actually want to go towards a warm orangey tone. There we go. I'm getting closer. Yeah, about there. So don't know if you can see through the hood that it's orange. Let me kind of turn it around. You can just about see here it's got an orange tone to it. I can then deflect that accordingly onto my image. So that concludes my little bit of a show and tell segment. If there is anything else you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below, and I can always work on that and show you kind of behind the scenes of my business. The rest of my day now looks, I've got to edit some photos, I have got to answer emails, schedule some social media content, and take the images themselves for the products and edit those. So I'm going to kind of show you little snippets of my working day and what that looks like, but like I mentioned before, can't really share what that's about. Hope it's given you a little bit of an insight into the behind the scenes of what it looks like when you're working with products, when you're getting everything ready to launch products to market and running the socials and the advertising and the marketing. Sorry if you can't hear me too well. Someone's decided to cut the lawn outside right as I'm about to start filming again. If there are any questions that you've got regarding photography, marketing, or something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. This is kind of just a typical day, and it's quite hard to show typically what I've got going on because I am working with them in line with their product launches, so my video and doing the work is ultimately coming before things are launched, so I can't really talk about them. I think I might go make me a cup of tea in a minute, and yeah, it's just time to kind of crack on with the day. It is now, what time is it now? I think we're coming up to around 11:30ish. Bang on 11:30, I've just checked my phone, so I'm just conscious that I've only got a few hours left until I go and pick my daughter up from her nan's, and my to-do list is a lot and I've got to crack on. So I'm going to leave this video here. You'll see me kind of doing time lapses between all the work that I've got to get done, but hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye guys.
I've been seeking for the glory. Say my name. And I've been trying to write my own story in the search for fame. I'm sitting here in this empty room. Walls keep tumbling down. 'Cause I ain't got nobody. I always feel so lonely when the day is through. I'm in the spotlight, night on till midnight. I want somebody to hold my hand. 'Cause I got my head in the clouds, but I'm getting really scared of heights.